Good morning. Good morning. We are live. Hello, everyone. We are live on YouTube, and this is our Saturday sesh. Hello, hello. Drake, good morning. How are you, my friend? It's been a while. It's time to
It
catch
sure
up.
has. I am great. That is right. We've got some recapping to do. Been busy, but not as busy as you. It's been exciting to watch all your little travels on the side here recently.
Oh my gosh, have I been crazy all over from Cali all the way down and up and back and which way and around? And I've got
Bringing
some
the team
amazing
around and
dabs and holy cow. And yeah, so I'm going to get chat popped out. Make sure we have it on live chat, not top chat. Get that all taken care of right away. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit that thumbs up on the way in, because it really helps us get those information out to you and also helps you see videos you like. So, Drake, what are you going to go in on this morning? We need to share all this out really quick. I got to remember to share all this out on the Discord. We got to tell them about our Discord, Drake. Let's tell them about that real quick.
all right. Well, for the Discord is just a good hub for some Jadam information. We've got some of the basics and a little bit more on there, just written in a more concise way, so that it's easy to follow along. It's also a great hub to be able to connect with us and just see when different shows are going live. As we know, YouTube likes to, and many other apps like to kind of push down any of the cannabis content and make it so it's a lot harder to find. And even myself, I have to search for our own channel and go to it specifically to click on it just to find the link to share out, because it won't tell me that we're live. So all sorts of fun stuff. So it's a good place to just like a little hub to go and read some Jadam info and just kind of get the up to date as to what we're up to.
Thanks for explaining that. Did we share it over on, let me share it over on our actual Discord. I just shared it over on Lemon Hoko's Discord. That's
Nice.
another great Discord. You want to tell them about that Discord we're hanging out on?
Yes, you will catch us over at the NW47 Discord all the time. Hit up Lemon Hoko on Instagram or reach out to any of us and we can get you an invite link for over there. It's just a large hub of breeders and growers and like-minded individuals. Lemon is an amazing breeder himself, been in it for a long time. And it's great that he's doing what he's doing to help build the community. And if you don't know about some of the gear he's got, I'll throw some down, say the Berry Whites and things like that. There's some really prominent gear that he has brought to the industry, and that's been worked with as the stable for a lot of people's breeding programs, let's say. So nonetheless, you'll catch us over there chopping it up, chatting away, and puffing tough quite often. Lots of the times we'll be working while we're over there. Quite a few people do that. They kind of work and chat and listen all in one, but nonetheless, it's been a pretty good little area to chat and converse with like-minded individuals. Yeehaw.
I am literally overwhelmed with the dabs. I'm so spoiled right now with the amount of dabs. I came home from the Regen conference, from the seed swap. There was an amazing seed swap that was up on the mountain at this really cool, they call it Hugoville. And oh my God, I got to hang out with Kush Kirk. Okay, his is right here. I only have a little bit of this one left. This is, oh my God, this is that papaya. Amazing.
Papaya.
The terps on that are
Look
just
at that sheen.
gorgeous. Like, So yeah, I kind of wanted a little bit of that one. I also got some other ones from another guy that I can't even remember the name right now. There were so many amazing people at that conference and hanging out and all that stuff. That yeah, the hash was crazy. It was, I would say so, like, to have to recap between the conference when I first went in 2018 to compared to now, the fire has definitely come to Cali finally. Because I'll tell you, BC had the fire. BC had the fire all the way when I was like at the Regen conference first time. But now Cali brought the fire to the conference. It finally made it there, and it was really good. Bob Hamphill, I swear, had the most pretty flower there. The flower was beautiful, but I didn't smoke any of it, of course.
Hey, BC is home of the bubble, man. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Let's go on the guava's gift. This guava's gift. Yeah, this was a really awesome one. I got to go see the farm, Up and Glow Farms.
Nice.
Up there, tour the farm. I hung out with Elaine Ingham while we were up there on the farm. It was really cool. Yeah. Let's go in on that one this morning. That sounds good. What y'all puffing on out there? Good morning. Let's say hello to chat. We got Gingerbug. We got Sammy Sis. Charlie Farm in the house. What's up? We got Dale. How are you?
When I was setting the freeze dryer up yesterday, I have it kind of near. I have my dirt bike inside just so that it wouldn't freeze out because it's got an intercooler, and I sorry, not rad with water in it, but nonetheless, it's somewhat close by to where the freeze dryer is. So I went to squat down, not thinking, on a call, kind of going over the setup for the freeze dryer, and I squatted down with some speed, with some vigor, and that peg of the bike found my tailbone right on point. I almost went head over heels. I hit it so hard, like bounced off it. Oh my goodness. Even now, does it just kill? Like, I might need to sit on a pillow. This is ridiculous. I have to take a big dab here.
You're gonna need a donut.
Yeah, I might need a little donut. But I think the most important part, and the biggest sentiment from what I just said there, is we got the freeze dryer started. We've done the bread cycle. We did our smoke test. So that was just making sure we pulled proper vacuum, getting down to under 500 torr within 15 minutes. And now we've done are doing the bread run. We did the nice pre-freeze, soaked our bread evenly, put bread out over each tray evenly, and now we're waiting. It should be done in the next hour or two. And then from there, it's a ready to rock freeze dryer.
I'm like, someone's like, I'm hitting the pepperoni pizza right now. And I was seriously like, is there really a strain called that? And it's Red River. He's actually eating pizza.
Hitting the pepperoni pizza, my man.
That was funny. Speaking of pizza, oh my God, I stopped by Red River's friend in Hood River and had pizza with some friends at Gabe's Pizza Place. And I will be back for more. Let me tell you, that pizza's amazing.
Pizza in the hood always hits different.
Pizza in the hood. That's a good one. I like it. Cheers, everyone. Have an awesome and happy high day out there. I hope you are having a good one today.
I certainly am. That's for sure. Ready for the day. Again, Pacific time, only being 9:30 for us. We've got, a whole day in front of us still and got plenty of work to take care of. And it looks like we've got some sunshine outside. We're only about 0 Celsius. So whatever that is, not too bad, not too shabby.
Well, isn't 0 Celsius 32 degrees?
Yeah.
That's the easy one to figure out, right?
That is our meeting grounds.
That's the only one I know. That Celsius and Fahrenheit shit throws me off.
Like negative 25 here, it's like -8 Fahrenheit. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, that's good. You're good. So my freeze dryer, I already did the bread run with it. But it's actually, I have it loaned out. Some of you all know. Two Dog, one of my friends and also breeders that we hang out with, has actually got my freeze dryer down in Oregon right now, and he is going to be using it. And Drake is finally going to get his freeze dryer out and start using it. So I'm going to hopefully be using mine hopefully in another month. I'm working on an area that I want to get outside cleaned up to where I'm going to be, where I've got a counter and a sink and stuff out there, but I kind of want to figure out how to kind of do this. So I am going to go down and go back down to Oregon, as if I haven't traveled enough. And I am going to go hang out with Kush Kirk, and we are going to do some bubbling. I'm going to actually get to learn from the man himself. And yeah, so I'm super excited about that. Because his hash was fire. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then they brought in these drinks, these pomegranate lemonade drinks that are 300 milligrams of THC, and they were fresh pomegranate. It tastes amazing. I have one in my fridge. I've been kind of taking a drink here every now and then. I kind of want to try like half of it and see how it really hits me, but I'm so afraid of these edibles, man. Edibles
you'll be fine.
are scary.
Do it up.
Edibles though, dude. If you're first and you're new to edibles out there, be careful.
Just don't do it up. If you're not Tara, don't jump into fucking a couple 100 milligrams right off the bat. Probably gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. It's okay. So I do have to share this with everybody. Okay. So I've talked a lot about this CBD. This is isolate, CBD isolate that I have got from my friend Eric. It is all totally 100% CBD, or 99.9.
Pretty sure it's 99.99.
99 or whatever the hell it is. Yeah. So I've been giving this away to a lot of people, and I cannot believe the amount of people that are having such amazing reactions with this. My sister-in-law, who has really suffered with weight and really suffered with some major joint issues everywhere. She's just got arthritis everywhere. My husband said when he was over at his mom's that she was literally walking across the floor with her walker and her eyes were crying, like she was in pain. You could literally see she was in pain. 2 days later of taking this, the next day after she'd taken it, she literally was walking without her walker and not crying. Okay, it's the only thing she changed, you guys. I'm not selling this. This is literally like, I'm blown away by this shit. Like, I literally didn't think it would work like that. I don't know why I'm still having a hard time believing it. Why? All of this, I know this shit works for me. I know these dabs work for me. I just don't, the pain thing is like something I haven't experienced. So, wow, it's crazy, Drake. Go ahead.
This is the benefits of isolates. Now, yes, they're not by any mean the creme or the bee's knees or what you're really looking for, especially for patients, right? We want to have full spectrum. We want to have this total embodied medicine. We want to have, everything that the plant's able to provide to us. But then we have so many variables. And with a lot of people, that's just not how they've been trained, and unfortunately not something they're willing to jump into. And I've seen it firsthand here. We just, rest in peace, lovely guy, one of the car community. We lost him recently to cancer. Great guy. Put out awesome vibes, and his memory's going to go on forever, but was just very against cannabis and wasn't interested in trying at all. We tried a few times to try to get him to do that, and he just wasn't interested. In this instance, I imagine it's kind of a similar thing, but with CBD, it's just they've lowered down your blinders, right? It's so common. You're hearing about it all the time. We're realizing, you're taking some CBD, you're not going to get altered by any means, even though it does pass the blood-brain barrier. But just overall, it's something that's a lot more safe, is how people look at it. Now, I do the quotations because we all know that cannabis itself is not very dangerous. But nonetheless, it's a great tool to be able to utilize. Just one arrow in the quiver. I steal that from Bubble Man when he's talking about his different hashes and everything. I love the reference. But it's just one of those arrows. And yes, for most people, we would love to get further, get to a more embodied medicine, get something that's got more oomph to it and can work better overall. But nonetheless, these things have their position. And as Tara's seeing, we know placebo is a real thing, so who knows what's going on? But so far, we would presume it's not, and that this is working.
This is two of my sister-in-laws that have had joint issues that are like going, it is night and day when they take it. Not to make
a rash comparison by any means. It's just more to amplify the point. But my friends' parents, good family friends, not anti-cannabis by any means, but always, cautious, definitely partaken a few times, but very cautious, had a dog that was nearing the end of life, and a little small, hypoallergenic, cute little, not a chihuahua, but something, one of the smaller dogs. And this dog was like 15 or 16, they're long living little critters. And everything was fine for the most part, aside from hip issues. Like, it was getting really hard for this little puppy to walk, and you could tell it was in a lot of pain. Finally, just because there's a couple brothers, friends with them, and I'm in their ear all the time, and they're in their parents' ear. And finally, they're like, okay, if we're gonna consider putting down our pooch, maybe we could try something that seems a little more extreme to us. So all we did was whip up a little CBD tincture, just basic tincture, getting, whatever, 20 milligrams per dropper, something along those lines. I'm not positive on the dose, but nonetheless, got it to them. They tried it out, and the feedback is something I'll start with, because it was interesting. The mom was actually concerned about giving the CBD tincture to the dog after they'd given it to him for about a week. Not because they're worried about negative effects, not because the dog is getting stoned or acting all weird, but because now she's concerned that the little puppy is running way too fast up and down the stairs out the backyard, and you're ripping around the rocks, and just, kind of like a young dog again. I keep calling it a puppy, but she's a very old lady. This dog was 15 years old, people years. So nonetheless, just the tincture to this little dog who has no idea what's going on, no bias, wouldn't even in my mind, be able to add placebo to it because the dog does. Yeah, exactly. There's no real. So it's really neat to see that kind of thing. And it's a crude comparison, human animal, but nonetheless, we all have endocannabinoid systems. Things can work kind of similarly. And it's just cool to see. And like, I mean, I've firsthand seen so much. And now what's nice is we've got a lot more than firsthand, like, analytical experience. We have the studies to show it. So it's a very long-winded way to say that isolates and distillates and stuff have their place too, but they do, because now I imagine it's going to be a lot easier to bring this person who's in pain constantly, who is now seeing the benefits, a product that may have a little bit more than just CBD, and have at least a easier way to rationalize how this could be a fruitful idea for them to proceed with. So I just see it as one of those steps, and there's another topic that's totally different, but it's getting all the fire recently, and I totally understand why. And honestly, I'm kind of on that side of the fence, but I don't even know if I dare bring it up now. Maybe we should just dab.
Dab time, and then we're having another conversation.
What do you think? I don't know. I don't even know if we should. Maybe we should just talk about what we were doing and just leave everyone on the edge.
I don't even know what it is.
Exactly. It'd be leaving you on the edge too.
It went over my head. You must have dropped some bomb, and I didn't.
I didn't allude to anything. It was
okay.
Yeah. I alluded to something, but I didn't give any hints.
I'm not picking up what you're putting down or whatever.
No, I'm the only one that knows, I imagine. But I'm ready for a dab with some black garlic.
Okay, dab time. Let's do this. Oh my God, Drake. Oh, you're so funny. Okay, so I still all the beautiful live resin. What the hell? Why did I say that word? Rosin. All the live product and all the cured product, I still like the cured. I'm still the cured fan. It's just less harsh on my throat. I'm still going back to that. So cheers.
I see it as a way you have to work with the certain cultivar, because there's ones where when they're cured, they're just not very flavorful. And then when they're live, they're a lot better. But then there's ones where they're great when they're cured. And then sometimes when they're live, they're almost too powerful. So you kind of have to utilize the fact that curing will actually off-gas some of those terpenes to make it a little bit more of a pleasurable experience. Going a little cold.
That was good.
Nice flavor. Felt like this.
I'm really liking this longer banger that I got that has the really long
bell-bottom banger
carb cap thing. I'm really liking it. It's extra longer than normal and the round bottom bangers. But guess what? I can't find anymore. I bought it on Amazon. I told y'all about it and y'all went and bought them. Now I can't buy anymore. No, I'm just joking. It probably has something to do with that tobacco thing. Isn't there some tobacco law thing or thing that's messing up all these being able to buy shit? Like Puffco had to change rules. Like there's some weird stuff going on. I don't keep up with the laws and all that crap, but there's some weird stuff going on. That's why y'all are having a hard time picking up on shit. So
shouldn't be with the bangers, I don't think, but it depends. I guess for e-cigarette.
Well,
I think it's a law regarding any e-smoking device that's for tobacco, and because
I think it's all tobacco smoking implements.
It very well could be.
They call these tobacco pipes so they can sell them. They do that. We all know that, right? Good morning, Kathy. There's my sister from another. Cheers. Got my cup. Cheers, sister. Oh my. Okay, so we were talking about giving the dog things earlier. So dog CBD, I'm going to go back to giving my dog CBD now again, because I kind of took a break a little bit because I took her with me while we were gone. I'm sure she was getting lots of THC in the car though, just saying, and around me while I dab. I think she gets plenty of THC. She comes out here anytime and gets it. But definitely not the CBD.
Okay, well, I have, in regards to the pets, a little excerpt I could read you.
Mushrooms too. I also want to talk about mushrooms for dogs. So not psychedelic. So there's actually mushroom caps for dogs and stuff like that. And I have really been liking like the different types of mushrooms that I've been taking, even the medicinal ones, the non-psychoactive ones, and I think they've really been helping. So why not try it on my dog? My dog's like 14, y'all. She's getting up there. She's really having a hard time. What were we going to say, Drake? Go ahead.
Just in regards to information for pets and and the use of, say, CBD, for example. And it was just an excerpt I was reading recently. I just have one of these little magazines I was given, a recent one, and it's actually a resource website. So Vets Launch a Cannabis resource website. If you don't mind, I'll give you the little read about it, just so you can kind of get an idea of what they're talking about. But I'm sure we could imagine what it is, but just to be a little more concise. It doubles as educational portal. It was launched recently by the Veterinary Cannabis Society for veterinarians, as well as pet owners and cannabis product businesses. This follows years of the exploding popularity of CBD use for pets, as it's shown promise in helping treat many ailments naturally. Assisting from cancer to anxiety, while helping relieve arthritis pains and other illnesses that affect them in old age. It goes on to list, it's a semi-lengthy little excerpt, so I won't go through all of it, but it does go a little bit more in depth and lists some of the doctors' names. For example, Dr. Trina Hazza, the VCS president. But yeah, nonetheless, it's veterinarycannabissociety.com is what it looks like. Veterinary Cannabis Society, one more time. So if you've got pets, you're curious about some cannabis use and you want to see some of the correlations, you can go there. I will just say again, just with firsthand experience with just listening to a wide array of different podcasts from individuals that are quite well established in their own fields, not just the same kid in basement vibes that I'm giving you, dude in basement, but nonetheless, they have an endocannabinoid system as well. And a lot of the times we're going to notice similar effects in us as we would in whatever animal or whatever would be ingesting said cannabinoids. So yeah, with say dogs specifically, one of the things to be cautious with, and I'm pretty sure this site only deals with CBD, but just for everyone that's interested out there, and most of us know, but for dogs, they have a pretty, what's the best way to say it? They're very reactive to THC.
They're very sensitive.
Very sensitive. Yes, that's a great word there. They're very sensitive to THC. Their little systems, utilize it very well. Now, I personally am just wondering if that's just their size and how that works, because I'm not sure how, I haven't seen a whole ton of studies based firsthand on them, but nonetheless, you'd be
size, metabolism, everything. I mean, all of that,
Exactly. And just like with us different people, there's, some of us can have over 1,000 milligrams and still be relatively, normal, and then other people can have 5 milligrams and be quite altered. So it's very, very specific. So if you're going to be utilizing a full spectrum product for your animals, which again we're not medical professionals, this is not medical advice and all that stuff, but we're always inclined to use full spectrum just for the overall benefits you could potentially see from it. But if you're doing so, be very, very careful with your pets. I firsthand had a pretty large dog, a Akita Shepherd Wolf. She was about 110 pounds, maybe a little more even. And she got a very large tumor under her right front arm. It was to the point where, she was going to have to either be put down or very expensive surgery. And then you know how that goes with cancer. Once it starts spreading, it's usually just not going to work out, unfortunately. So went the route of trying the cannabis oil out, was very, very careful with the amounts, and it didn't seem to bother the dog. She only got altered once, and that was one of the times when we increased the dosage. And it's just same thing, was just a little bit too much, went with a double instead of a time and a half. And we're talking little amounts, but nonetheless, the results were incredible. We got to see this over a golf ball sized abscess or whatever was in there go down to the size of, let's say, under a ping pong ball. But then it started when it was hard and firm, it started getting really malleable, and you could push through it and feel it breaking down and stuff. It was really, really interesting, and was able to, give her that. And she got an extra, 2 years on her life. She was 13 at the time and made it to 15 or something along those lines. And being in pretty solid health. Whereas before, you could tell she was in a lot of pain. It was really hurting to get up and down the stairs. It was just one of those times. And that was, again, many years ago. It was one of the first times I had firsthand seen that. And it was actually what changed my perception, even being a stoner, daily smoker all the time. But it's what changed my perception as a younger individual about the potential with cannabis for cancer. Because even I was definitely classified as a stoner. I embraced it myself, which is what it is. But then at the same page, I say, oh yeah, it's gonna cure cancer and help my back pain and work with my ADD and all these different things. It just sounded too good to be true, right? And And even I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. But then I got to see it firsthand with my own pet. And that was, incredible. But then it's tough because what am I supposed to base things off for the other people? Oh, well, I just saw it with my pet. And well, there's just so many variables. So nonetheless, it's something to be careful with when you're dealing with pets and dosing, but it has the same potential it could for us and for anyone else with an endocannabinoid system, I would say. But cheers, Red River. How are you doing?
Hey, so I our next guest has just come in the house today, and I have to say we got a text the other day from this guy. Mr. Red River writes 20,440 trips around our sun completed today. Infinite love and gratitude. Okay, this goes over my head. This means happy birthday, Red River.
Thank you.
Happy belated.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
My
Cheers,
friend Red
everybody.
River turned. We won't say how old yesterday. Happy birthday, Red River. We love you. Let's take some dabs with our friend. Woohoo!
Right on. Cheers.
Yeah, he's bringing in the
Looks nice.
fire. Let's do it.
I got some 10th Planet and some Crescendo. I'm gonna do a little dabbing on. I mixed some of the Crescendo with some of the Super Silver Haze, and it's so good. It's like orange and lime and pine. It's real tasty.
Orange lime pine, sign me up. That sounds like a nice morning. Get you going, help you not get too forgetful throughout your day.
Yep.
Heck yeah. I'm going to heat up this one good. I'm going to heat it up for a while and then let it cool because I want to take kind of a bigger dab so it'll finish. That's kind of what I haven't been doing enough is heating it up long enough so that I can let that bigger dab finish,
Yeah, with a 10-second tech, you definitely don't get the whole overall even heat. It's close, but it's not there. So generally, it's a little bit on the colder side. So then I go in for the reheat and try not to punish myself with hot dabs.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, it's so hard to dab in cold environment when you're outside. Not with a Puffco Peak though, like Red's got right there.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Happy belated birthday. Let's do some dabs with Red.
Yes. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're on the live chat over top, chat, like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Let's help build the community. And yeah, I bet, John, sleepy kitties are definitely easier to catch. That is too funny.
Sleepy kitties. I love it. Sleepy kitties. Ooh, I got a brand new thing right here. What's this one? Oh, this is the Purple Punch. I've got 2 of those ones already. Let's finish that other one off, and then we'll have another one. It's in here somewhere. Wedding cake. John's hitting some wedding cake. There you go. There's happy birthday cake, but wedding cake. He's got the cake there. John's brought the cake. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss River. How are you today?
Moment of silence for the dabs.
Yeah. I'd have to say I like it warmer and then it lasts longer and I can really, I need to really heat it up longer. And I went back to water, by the way. So when I was at the conference, I took I don't know how many dabs without water in my rig. It really doesn't bother me. I can do it without water. But you know what I miss? I miss the bubbling sound.
Ooh, I got to have the water.
That's how I know I'm taking a hit. When you don't do it, it's like, oh, did I not warm it up? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I had myself pretty accustomed to waterless dabs, just working in construction for the substantial amount of years in the past. You get used to it.
I still remember the time, dude. You were you totally had the banger in the car, and you were you took it out of your hand. Didn't you do this? Didn't you do this?
So if your rig breaks and you're on your way up a mountain to lay a tile floor, you're going to have a bad time. My house was far too distant to make the travel along the way. So when in Rome, when you got nothing else, you gotta hash it out. So I just pulled out the banger and I went kind of, I don't know, Jillum style or something, you know what? I just got it between the fingers, heated it up and dropped it in. And then I had to figure out how to deal with my res hand, which I was
kind of like a modified nectar collector.
Right. Pretty much just straight to the head. Right. Yeah. That was too funny. There's definitely ways to get by. That was definitely dry too. Hey, that was just a little pipe.
Oh, too bad you didn't have like an apple or something. Maybe you could have stuck the broken ends on
anything, right? A pumpkin for hell's sake.
Something. Oh man.
No, that was good.
Yeah, that one was tasty, man. That one got me for you.
And that's another note. I'll fight that. I'm with my ADHD, with the levels of pain I'm in, just being a dumbass with my bike and snowboard and everything in the past, thinking I was gonna go somewhere like most people do, and then they just hurt themselves and never go anywhere. You know, sports, hockey, all the fun stuff. Without my cannabis, without my pain levels being mitigated, I am definitely not in the best state of mind to be doing things. I get a little sloppy and haphazard, and like I'm chemically imbalanced. So I will always vouch for medication if you need it.
Got some straws from my buddy Craig.
Nice. I was wondering where those from. I couldn't quite read it. That's epic.
Echo
that one has cannabis leaves on it. Look at it. It's
yeah, he can stamp them, put logos, do whatever on those things.
So these ones, cool. You can use this as a nectar collector.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
So
yeah, he actually makes nectar collectors. He'll just pull a point on them.
You had a glass straw. You can use those as nectar collectors, y'all. But just be careful. Okay, so there's a trick to using these. Because when you have a nectar collector, sometimes there's a little thing in there that can kind of catch particles, because like if like something gets really hot, like you don't want some hot oil coming in and hitting you in the mouth. So if you just take your tongue and put it up and then make sure that it blocks the hot air coming in right away, it kind of deflects that around your throat and cools it off a little bit more for you when you hit nectar collectors, by the way. That's just a little trick.
Little sneaky carrot tip.
Nectar collectors are also a great way to clean out your empty jars and not waste your product. That's another awesome thing.
Tara's toker tips.
Toker tip of the day. Tara's toker tips. Toker tip.
Hey, it's good stuff.
Oh, but anyways, let's talk about Craig. My God, I stopped in and saw Craig. That was awesome. Red River introduced me to Craig. We went down there and hashed it up. And he has been into doing, how long has him and Gabe been doing this eco straw thing?
Oh man, years. Well, he started doing the straws probably I don't know, like 15 years ago, something like that. He started, yeah, so he's been making them for a long time, but they just really never, like kind of, I don't know, just it was kind of something always there, but it never really like took off huge. And then when I guess Seattle or wherever outlawed their, they banned the plastic straws, man, his little thing went boom. I mean, it just went like super big, and like, like he was on NBC and like all these different stations and stuff. But yeah, so he's been doing it for a long time, and it's cool because it's like hand blown, it's good quality stuff. And, it's really good. I mean, like I didn't realize how long the plastic straws lasted. Like once it's created, like that thing's going to be around forever. And every time,
and you use it one time. Think about that straw. You use a plastic straw one time, and it's going to decompose on this earth for how long? It takes like a lot of time for that to break down. Yeah. And like,
well, then it goes into microplastics.
We think about being regenerative, and it's just starting to make healthier choices at home. Like that's part of this regenerative living and natural farming lifestyle.
Yeah, this is just like a simple little thing that you can do throughout your day. Like if you go somewhere and get a drink somewhere, you don't need, you know what I mean? If you've got your own straw, you don't need the straw. Just that little simple thing, man, can have a huge effect. And plus, like tons of animals get affected by it, and it ends up in, it's just not. It's a simple thing you can do to make things better.
You know what I'd really like to see? I would really like to see us all go to jars. I would like every restaurant to have jars and like every like kombucha place and every refill place that you just go in and you just get refills, and they just have dishwashers full of glass jars. Like, who doesn't have a jar? Like, use jars. I don't know. I just think jars are like.
I feel like with the light you've got in the back, it's more like one of those like mesmerized things. They're like, you will use jars, you will not use plastic straws. Like, it's like you just sucking one in here. And then poor Slow, if he's watching, he's just tweaking out because we got that fucking strobe on. So sorry, Slow.
My lights are going messed up.
Look cool though. Looks sweet.
My lights are like, I feel like
lightning in the back.
it's kind of like lightning going on in my.
You know, we were talking about the other day. I was like, man, if I was like shrooming hard, I could spend hours staring at that background. Yeah.
Just counting feathers.
You know, but okay, so I do want to like, I want to talk to people that feel like they're so pressurized though to save the earth. You know, because I feel like sometimes we like, oh my God, this little piece of plastic and this little piece of this, but it does add up. But like, there are bigger things out there that use way more plastic than what we use. So like, yes, a straw does save things. And absolutely, if we can help in a little way, we can. But what would be even better is if corporations started to care, if the bigger people started to care, and if we all just start one person at a time, start caring, we can affect that. We can start buying from those corporations that do care, and we can change the world one person at a time.
Yeah, vote with your dollars. Vote with your dollars. Support what you want to support, and, you know, make conscious purchases. Really, that stuff helps tons.
Yep. 100. And, you know, and by not only like not using a straw, or by using a glass straw that you can reuse it or whatever, you're saving money. And when you can save money, that's less taxes you have to pay. That's more money in your pocket. Like, this is good. This is more money you can spend on dabs, more money you can spend on shit you want, you know? I got new grow light.
I'll cheers to that.
Okay, let's take another one. Let's do it. Oh, I was going to show off this awesome flower before I do that. Okay, so I went up to Alpago Farms and hung out there, and oh my God, you guys. I cracked these jars and brought them home and let my husband smell them, and he was like blown away with the smell of these things. Oh my God. They're so pretty, like beautifully manicured, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at that, just gorgeous. That's the OM. I think that's the orange marmalade. And then when he's got the whack, which I don't know what the whack is, but it smells, oh my God, the smell. I like the whack. There's the whack. It's got some nice dense nugs. And then we got, I don't have the name on this, and I had 2 more jars I gave away. We stopped because Mr. Brandon Kirsch Cook, he smokes a lot of flour, and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to smoke the flour. I'd gladly take hash and I'll give you this flour. So he's like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, so he hooked me up with some hash. But oh my God, this flour. Oh my God, that smells so pretty. I don't know what this one is, but this is, yeah. If I had my press here, if Two Dog did not have my press, I'd be pressing the shit.
You mentioned that you gave the press too. It's not just the freeze dryer. You got the whole.
I know station. He's got my press and everything. And you know what? He's lucky he's got my press, because then these are going to make their way back down there, and I'm going to let him smoke them. So he's lucky, because I would have squished these things. Like, too bad they can't make their way across that damn border, huh, Drake?
Yep, we'll see. Maybe a few more years from now.
Yeah, Red, you're muted. You're talking away over there.
Sorry, I was gonna say throw a little Bovita in there and seal it up and throw it in your fridge, man. It'll be good for when you get your press back.
for when I get my press, but well, I kind of have a hard time pressing such beautiful manicured flower.
Not me.
Yeah, I got over it too.
I go, oh, that's pretty. Okay.
Where's the
Maybe
bucket
I'll
of
take
water?
a picture of it. Just how it goes. The way she goes.
Oh
The
my
way
God,
she
you're
goes.
so funny.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, and that's what I was like. So I almost brought my press down to the regenerative conference. But I was like, God, how many of them would let me squish this flower? Because that's all I want to do is like, hey, give me that nugget. Bless you. So I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna buy another press. I'm gonna invest in another press, I think, Red. One of those smaller ones. Those little
They got them. I think the one I saw on Amazon was about 360, something like that. And just a nice little simple thing. If you're not doing it all the time, if you travel, it's easy to take with you. And,
yeah. And I don't know that I necessarily need to know the pressure.
I'd say like get a 6-ton. If you're doing flour, get at least a 6-ton.
No, so if you do those ones that you carry, they don't have the dial on them, right? So they don't have the gauge, right?
No.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that I necessarily need to have that gauge on there. That's why I was like,
oh no, you kind of get to where you can do it with that.
Kind of figure it out, right? You just kind of by feel. So that's kind of what I was. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, but they're coming down quite a bit. They're like $350. I saw some for, and like, so if you guys are thinking about getting presses out there, check some shit out. And like half of them are made in China, anyways, y'all. Like, sorry, they really are.
That's what it is.
Do your research though, and make sure you want the right sizes. And we talked about pressing a while back in one of our other videos. I think we strictly talked about dabs and pressing, and I like to do that, talk about things that we actually do know here, which is dabbing and pressing, because what do? We dab and we press.
Pretty much.
Dab time.
Cheers to Vetchgrove out there, man. Saw he was in chat.
Hey, cheers, everybody. Oh,
he's about to have a road trip back to Cali.
Kathy says 6-ton. Yep. Yeah, Kathy's looking for a smaller one too. Yeah, we've been talking about that. Yep, I remember. Yeah, Kathy and I were talking about that just the other day. I remember that now, Kathy. And it would be a lot nicer. They didn't have those nice sizes when I bought mine out there.
There's so many different kinds now. I mean, there's a lot of them now. Oh man.
Woo.
Oh, that was a nice one. I'm excited. I have to see when my bread run's done. Should be done any minute.
Nice.
Any minute now. Yeah. The veg room, lots to do in there.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. Drake, is there any more updates that we need to talk about? I feel like I'm behind because I've been gone for like a week, and we haven't done much over on the Discord. Pictures. Oh my God, I have so many pictures. I need to download pictures. It's ridiculous. I'm terrible at that shit.
You've been out living. You've been traveling a whole bunch.
I know. Oh, and we're going to do some more. So if anybody is in the Eugene area or wants to come into the Eugene area, we are going to be having another seed swap and a get together. Dem Pure sponsored. It's probably going to be one at one of the Dem Pure farms that are in Eugene or just outside of Eugene. I'm not sure how far out, or it's right there. We're in the middle of actually meeting with Dragonfly and planning that and getting people together, seeing who's interested. We have lots of people that are planning on doing more seed swaps around the world, really. Joey Berger is going to be doing more down there in Humboldt. So he's going to be continuing to have the seed swaps. And what the seed swaps are, they're kind of like a little farmer's market. That's what it kind of was, really. you know, people had their hash there. They had their seeds there. They had, you know, not just cannabis seeds, but also garden seeds. You know, it's also mushroom stuff there. There was mushroom bags. I got to take home free mushroom bags, spent mushroom bags. If you guys are in an area and you're looking to rebuild soil out in your bed and you're somewhere where you can get spent mushroom logs, those are so amazing for rebuilding your soil. They're just fabulous. If you can get a hold of some of those are really awesome. Drake, you need to try and get a hold of some of those. You've got some around your area.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're there. We'll see. We're getting pretty close.
You're not big into bringing that in because you don't want to bring in all that. You don't want to.
We're getting pretty close to having, I think, everything we need right here. So, yeah,
nice.
Be awesome.
Cool. Well, good for you. Very cool. All right. Well, we're definitely going to have some more guests coming on. I've met so many new people. I told them we all get back and we'll hang out for a little while and we'll talk a little bit and we'll get some plans going. And probably going to just have a few people come on once in a while and just have a guest, just surprise guests, kind of like Red, just surprised us today. Hung out for Red's happy birthday, belated birthday. His 20,440 trips around the sun. Is that what it was? Okay, I got it. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Good thing it had the 420s in it, or I wouldn't have been able to remember it. That's why we put the 4.20 today on our show.
There you go. Hell yeah.
So, any final words today, Red? Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us, man.
Oh man, it's good to see y'all. Everybody have a great weekend, and just stay warm. It's cold at a lot of places right now, man. We're having a big cold front go through here, but yeah, everybody stay happy and safe, and have a blessed weekend. It's good to see you.
Thanks, Red. Always enjoy you. You're always awesome. You're so awesome. Just, you know what? Red is just one of those really thoughtful guys. He really is. I really appreciate him being a part of this community. And congratulations on the Ganjier program. As soon as you're able to get over there and get that final test going on. He's been really hard working on that. And the hash, man, the hash is looking good, dude. So y'all get over and follow my man over on Instagram.
It's tasting good too. Wish y'all were here.
Awesome. And Drake, dude, your garden is looking awesome. I'm always so proud to be on a panel with you, Mr. Jadam, man.
Hey, likewise.
Taking it to the next level. So let's catch everybody up on your garden, and I'll have a puff while you're doing that, and then we'll let everybody go for the day.
What do we got going on? I just took a few more clones, yesterday or 2 days ago now. The veg is coming along. The space has been, I suppose, redone. I think I dressed it prior and I've shown it a little bit, but we changed it up from kind of this quasi in the middle. It works, but it's not a very solid design to now it's actually got the air exchanged every minute. I've got my carbon scrubbers intake in so that I don't pull any dirty air in. And then I've got a lung room with positive pressure so that I'm not bringing contaminants and stuff in there. So that's a lot nicer. I'm able to get the humidity and temperature in ranges that we want. So we can kind of, carefully follow the VPD while keeping everything else in check, because if it's, you got to have everything else in check before you start worrying about all that other fine tuning. But we're actually to the stage where we did a little fine tuning and it's looking good. I need to do some transplanting pretty soon. Gonna up pot, always up potting at least 3 sizes, but gonna pot sizes. So if you go from 1 gal, 1 to 3 at least, or a little bigger. But yeah, I got some transplanting to do. That'll be exciting. There's quite a few plants. I've got everything that I have in the flower room saved, so I can make my selections and then just keep narrowing them down. We will be using those selections and doing a little bit of a I don't even want to use the word a breeding project, but I mean it is just a very, very novice in it. Have a decent understanding, but as far as hands-on, it'll be the first run. But we've isolated a few from the 100 and some odd plants that are going to be the keepers. Here we're working towards some fast finishing plants because I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and for outdoors, we just need that. Right when we get into flower, our temperatures drop and our humidity rises. And then in like the last little bit of flower, we usually get snow. So we need something that finishes, and I'm talking like end of September, October time. So we need something that's finishing in September. So due to hearing all the great words, especially you got some personally from Sungrown 707 and saw firsthand what he did with this Hella Jelly, formerly the Jelly Rancher from Humboldt Seed Co. Grab some of those because they're 45 to 50 finishers, they say. They sent some freebies, some lemongrass, so I had 3 of those as well. Those are also 45 to 50 finishers. Got some Time Warp, which is the same finishing from Next Generation Seeds from BC here. Then I had GDP in the 4x8, which I've spoken about prior. There was 90 some originally, and narrowed that down to I think 7 to 11. Somewhere around there, for ones that are actually going to finish nice and early. There's the kind of the odd ones that actually finish in September because we've run a few hundred outside already. But generally they're 10 to 13 week, pretty long plants. So it was more just because I was able to use the slightly quantitative amounts. I was comfortable doing so. So now we've got the selected ones out of there. The other ones, we're going to self one of the Hella Jellies. That's very vigorous. I already got my eye on one. We're actually doing 2 just in case the one doesn't donate pollen very well. Then going to try and isolate those pollens and then use that pollen on specific branches of different plants while labeling them and being super careful so that we can take the prodigy from each of the plants that were donated from the different self plants and be able to run all those out and see which one, does better in terms of what the prodigy will look like for the results we're looking for. And for us, it's just fast finishing. And, obviously we want to keep the qualities. Like the Hella Jelly so far have this like really interesting profile overall across the board, but it's still pretty focalized. So I'm getting from like when you're young, the no tears, we always call it no tears, like strawberry shampoo, like this really weird fake L'Oreal, whatever it was, vibe, like this interesting just I'm like, whoa, like tripping me out, kind of very similar. And it gets right deep into the back of your nose when you smell it just from the plants that are growing. But the other ones have this more like blueberry, blue cotton candy, like a way they kind of describe that vibe, like that very interesting sweet notes. And then the other ones are a little floral, but still with this sweet strawberry berry kind of vibe to it. So overwhelmingly sweet for everything, pretty similar. Very squat, all the plants exact, like very synchronistic with the growth. So that was nice. It would work easy if you were even running seeds and trying to get like a pretty even canopy, not having to do too much work. But yeah, we want to use one of those, well, 2 of those as the plants we will select to self, and then go from there on, a handful of other plants. And then, like I said, test those out and have fun with that. So that's kind of the main goal for a while, amidst getting this freeze dryer rock and the hash lab's good to go. Our temperatures are great. We've got a freezer full of the sun grown from last year and some indoor. So got plenty of stuff lined up to rock with, and then trying to keep everything alive and all the plants healthy and not letting anything get root bound, because that's kind of against how we are with the Jadam stuff. So just keeping the cycle going. I'm a million miles an hour and I could only go faster. So I suppose I'll leave it at that for now.
You going to do any candy?
Ooh,
in the freeze
we'll
dryer?
We'll see. I want to do a lot lot of stuff in there, but then I'm going to be considerate that
or fruit. Or fruit. Fruit.
I like how Tara has 2 freeze dryers. That's a plug move. If keeping the pharmaceutical one for just the pharmaceutical hash would be lovely, and then having one for playing around with foods and candies. But I mean, as we know, overall, you can likely get away with doing a lot of cross back and forth and never see any sort of issue overall from it. But I'm hemming and hawing if I'm gonna how much I'm going to use in it, or what the SOP will be between cycles if I say do some candies and then I want to do hash again.
Clean the shelf well.
Yeah, that's probably
I don't think it's a big deal as long as you clean things. I really
you just wipe. You always wipe the inside. The inside's
and
like
it's easy to clean. Yeah,
easy to clean with.
Anyway, so we can talk about that all after lunch.
Yeah,
we'll have another freeze dryer episode, and we can go over
after we actually start using our freeze dryer. We'll have a freeze dryer episode, and I love the freeze-dried apples. I love the freeze-dried nectarines and
Mm.
peaches. Those are really
So
good.
I'm excited about. A lot
Been
of the
using
fruits.
those on my oatmeal or in my Cheerios, because occasionally I'll have Cheerios and I'll grind them all up and that'll be my sugar,
Mm.
you know, and a flavoring. So it's really pretty good. I want to try them in like some teas. I think it'd be great in some teas, you know, flavored waters. You just throw them in your water and flavor. But so yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think the way of the future of preserving is definitely going to be freeze dryer. The canning. If you've ever canned and you've done any of that, you know, water baths, or you've done the pressure cookers, and you know, that is a lot of freaking work. And this freeze dryer thing, man, throw it in there and go. I bought some treats for my dog while I was on the road at Petco, and they literally have freeze dried liver and freeze dried chicken as treats now for your animals. So like, hello, yeah, they're like 13 something. I'm like, dang, I could be making this myself. So yeah, I think it really is the way of the future. So anyways, I love hanging out with y'all. We had a great conversation today. You know what? It's almost 4:20 somewhere. Should we all just hurry and take a quick dab? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Got it.
Twist my rubber arm.
Can't do it. Twist it. Twist it. I'm going to do a cold start because I got some in here. Let's do it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us today. John, nice to see you here again. Kathy, my sister, always nice to have you, honey. I hope you're doing well out there in Massachusetts. All you guys out there in that cold, my God, I'm sending some warm your way. Not that it was warm here. It was warm in Cali, though, while I was down there. That was nice to get some non-freezing weather.
Don't rub it in too much.
You Canadians, man, are just hard people, man. You're tough people. Tough people. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, I got it easy too. Tribal Garden's got like -35 right now, -30. So I'm not too bad at -2 or -3 Celsius. That is.
Woo! Tougher than I. All right, y'all. Till the next live, peace and love. When John says puff, puff, pass, it's 4:20 somewhere. Cheers, y'all. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you next Saturday.
When in doubt, hash it out.